Hello everybody, my name is Jokai and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. We're here, let's chat with a Cullen. Nope. Chatting with Cullen, who is over here now. How you doing? Desk a bit weird? We've all been there, my friend.
I'd be perfectly happy never again setting foot in the Winter Palace. It wasn't the gossip and backstabbing, I know what the game entails, but the indifference to it all.
Actually, that is a really good point. Yeah, the indifference to the damage it does. And I would say the same thing about generals who don't respect the lives of the men that are going into their cause.
I didn't care for it myself.
I shouldn't be surprised. The Chantry can be the same. Their politics are less extravagant, but just as heated. Celine and Gaspard rule a country. The Divine influences half a continent.
May I ask you something?
Of course.
You've mentioned siblings. With everything that's happening, do you know if they're all right?
I've received word from my eldest sister. She was always good at tracking me down. South Reach has experienced the same chaos as everywhere else. My family is fine. Pray they remain so.
Yeah, tracking you down.
Your sister tracked you down. She didn't know where you were.
I let her know I was in Haven. She assumed I survived. It's not the first time. I may have neglected to tell her when I was transferred to Kirkwall.
Why?
I wasn't in a good state. I wanted only to leave. I received an angry letter about my disappearance 2 years later. For all her reprimands, it was a relief to hear from someone who knew me before the Blight.
That's very true. Because, Colin, you've been through so many stages, like being a Templar in Ferelden, and being tortured by the demons who overtook the tower, the hatred of mages after that, or at least the extreme caution in Kirkwall, and now here you are with the Inquisition. Those are three very distinct periods of your life, both of which ended, the two in the past, ended with a severe shock. So somebody who has some consistency with you actually could really help steer you in the right direction.
The Inquisition won't last forever. What will you do when this is over?
To be honest, I hadn't given it much thought until recently. I'm not used to having so many possibilities.
Well, that was all.
That's all I wanted to know.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to ask you about our colleagues and stuff like that. I think we're good on that for now. Okay, and now here we'll loop around and speak to the Blackwall. Who the hell else we got left? We got Vivienne, we got Cassandra, of course, we got Leliana. Yeah. At this point, see, the castle doesn't appear to have undergone any further repair since the party. Yippee-ki-yoop. Hey, Dennett. Hey, Montague. And Blackwall. Ah, cutscene.
Want a drink? I've a hankering for company.
Ah. Sure, I guess. The tavern. This is awkward.
When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day, they found a dog. A wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up. Do you know what I did?
No.
I wasn't there. How should I know?
I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting. And I turned around, went inside, and closed the door. I could have told my father, or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
You were a child. You were a child. Like, if this is... Yeah, that is horrible, of course. People can be really, really cruel. Especially sometimes when they feel like they have no power elsewhere. The first chance that they get, they enact that power by doing something truly monstrous. All for a reason that they don't really believe, like it doesn't feel anything because it's an animal, for example. One of my favorite excuses. That's no excuse. But you were a child.
You said you were just a boy.
I was old enough to know the dog was suffering and that it was wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
Your eyes aren't shut.
When we first met, you were saving peasants from demons and outlaws. You're not a man who shuts his eyes. A little insane, maybe?
Of course you'd make light of it. You make saving the world look easy. The rest of us can only dream of matching what you've done. Don't you see? It's not just about what happened back then. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
Can't blame the victim. There are all these exclamation marks in here. Maryden.
I wonder who knows pain has tried the game. It's one who...
Just thinking about what Blackwall said there, I'm not really sure how to interpret it. Clearly, he came to the Wardens out of guilt. We already know that much about him, and he hasn't... That, I think, was the first time he's talked about his past, but is it just passive guilt? The endless kind of passivity that so many people in both, you know, this setting and in society in general undertake just to get by with decent mental health. God, tally up every, like, homeless person you ignore on the way past. You can't fix it all. But he could have fixed that. He could have helped the dog. There was no real reason why he couldn't have. He could have told his father, and he didn't. So I understand why that guilt can twist him up. And then what? He convinces himself that he's a terrible person over time. So again, that passive guilt just building and building and building until there's no other option except the Wardens. Or, more likely, he eventually did something which was so bad he had to go to the Wardens. Good people don't get guilty in the way that Blackwall did, but good people can make terrible, unforgivable mistakes. Was that what he did? He opened up a little bit there. I don't appreciate what he said about me making it look easy, because it's not. And him saying that I make it look easy is devaluing himself in an annoying way. Like, whenever anybody ever tried to convince somebody that they can do something and then they just insist that they can't because they're not you, or because their situation is special in some unknowable way. It annoys me when people use that as an excuse not to even try. Murrows.
lacks a certain wherewithal.
Hey.
With poultry. Inquisitor. A title hard to rhyme. A challenge for another day, I think. Forgive me my distractions, Eminence. I'm overwhelmed by you and what you've done. My name is Maryden, a humble bard.
Yeah, you've been here for ages.
Are you a bard like those of Orlais?
Oh, heavens no. I'm a minstrel first. My weapon is a cutting tongue, not blades. I hope my skills will help in some small way, if only I can give your deeds their due.
Uh-huh.
What do you bring to the Inquisition?
A simple thing that you know well. The power of a muse to rally hearts and minds. Inquisitor, I want to spread the word of what you've done, A small but vital role. Perhaps I'll also make a coin or two.
Okay. You speak as if you're already singing, but there's no rhyming in there. It's like you're speaking in with a meter.
Carry on then.
Oh, I will do my best, Inquisitor.
Thanks. Wait, do you have... Oh, hang on. Do you have something else?
There is an issue that you should address. I think it's worth your time, Inquisitor.
Have I just really never spoken to you? Sorry about that. Hey, Bull.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but Halam Sharal was a mess. At least under the Qun, you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
Nah, the Qun has his own shit. Well, the country goes to crap. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I understand why the game's there. But also, I don't want to become an advocate for it. Huh.
Corypheus had agents sowing dissent and muddying the waters.
That's just it. Orlais is so vulnerable. If you killed everyone in the Triumvirate, the Qun would survive unchanged. I don't know. The Qun isn't perfect, but it doesn't care what any single person wants. Orlais is full of people who care about nothing else.
And how'd you ever change? And you left the Qun for a very particular reason, didn't you?
Hey, you need me?
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
I feel like I asked about Saharon already. Remind me if I didn't, of course, but, Cramp. Right, who next? I want to finish off with Cassandra and Leliana, because I get a feeling this conversation is maybe slightly heavier. There's nothing down there, and I think I'm not forgetting anybody. Solas, I'm forgetting Solas, so I will speak with Solas shortly. Oh, and Florian as well, I almost forgot about her. As for the people... Who the hell is it? It's bloody... Oh. God, I still don't know my way around this place.
I don't know what you think you're doing.
I'm being clucked at by a hen, evidently.
Don't play the fool with me, young man.
If I wanted to play the fool, I could be rather more convincing, I assure you.
Your glib tongue does you no credit.
You'd be surprised at the credit my tongue gets me, Your Reverence.
Hi.
Oh,
What's going on here?
It seems the revered mother is concerned about my undue influence over you.
What?
It is just concern. Your worship, you must know how this looks.
You might need to spell it out, my dear.
This man is of Tevinter. His presence at your side, the rumors alone.
What's wrong with him being from Tevinter, specifically?
I'm fully aware that not everyone from the Imperium is the same.
How kind of you to notice. Yet still you bow to the opinion of the masses.
The opinion of the masses is based on centuries of evidence. What would you have me tell them?
The truth?
The truth is I do not know you, and neither do they. Thus, these rumors will continue.
What you said there, Mother Giselle, suggests that you could speak on his behalf, but you're unwilling to. We're not going to cover him up, and we're not going to cut ties with him, because Tevinter isn't the enemy, the Venatori are in this.
There's no cause for concern, Your Reverence.
With all due respect, you underestimate the effect this man has on the people's good opinion.
Do the people know how he's helped the Inquisition?
See, I meant no disrespect, Inquisitor. Only to ask after this man's intentions. If you feel he is without ulterior motive, then I humbly beg forgiveness of you both.
That didn't strike me as honest.
Well, that's something.
You okay?
She didn't get to you, did she?
No, it takes more to get to me than thinly veiled accusations.
You don't think she'll do anything?
Do what? Yours is the good opinion I care about, not hers. I should ask, do the rumors bother you?
Yes, but there will always be rumors.
Why should it bother me? Everyone's talking about the Inquisition.
That's good. I'd hate to think I brought you any grief. Perhaps it's odd to say, but I think of you as a friend, Inquisitor.
Good.
I have precious few friends. I didn't think to find one here. Don't speak. I detest confessions. And I'd like to get this over with. Allow me to say I'll stand beside you. Against Corypheus, my countrymen, or spurious rumor. So long as you'll have me.
Aw, thanks, Dorian. We have a Tevinter mage. We have an apostate mage just down there. We have no divine. We have the right and left hand of the former divine. We have an Inquisitor who lied unwittingly about Andraste. It's a mixed bunch. It's not fair to single out Dorian for anything at all, and he's helped, and I think that what we're doing balanced out. I mean, I care about our reputation, but certainly not enough to lose somebody as important as Dorian, or really anybody that wants to help. I'd rather we be reputed as a place which accepts help from anywhere, somewhere where people can unify, not segregate. Hi. Be interactable.
There are spirits hovering by the veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations, the machinations, betrayals. After our time in Halam Sharal, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
There's a lot of emotion bouncing around there. I imagine it provides a lot of meals. You've seen this before?
You miss court intrigue? When were you at court?
Oh, well, never directly, of course.
Ah.
An elven apostate is rarely invited to speak with empresses and kings. But from the Fade, I have watched dynasties form and empires crumble. It is sometimes savage, sometimes noble, and always fascinating. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally, especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Fingers crossed. I didn't neutralize Briala. I didn't. I got all three of them to work together. Is this a bug, or am I misinterpreting the conversation? I guess I neutralized her as a threat. Yeah, okay, we can go with that. I mean, what do you think about that?
My sensing concern over how we dealt with Briala.
No? Why would I disapprove of... Oh, because we're both elves. I'm sorry, I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
No, I've seen that. Yeah, you're your own thing, and you don't get along with Sarah at all. I agree.
Nor should you. You're not defined by the shape of your ears.
Yeah.
They're not your people.
No, they are not. I joined the Inquisition to save the world. Regardless of who my people are, this was the best way to help them. As for the elves of Orlais, I believe Briala is doing quite well on their behalf.
Okay.
She is an admirable woman.
Yeah?
So you don't have anything in common with elves, but you admire her for fighting for them.
Marcus?
I admire many people whose interests I do not share. She organized resistance against a powerful enemy, using only her wits and the resources at hand. That demands respect, especially in a world where most would look at her and only see a pair of pointed ears.
Cool. Good talk. Thank you. Right, God. So that's it. Let's talk to Cassandra first. I think it's about time to kind of get on to the divine side of things. We don't necessarily need to make this decision now. Did I get everybody? Hang on. Markus, Cassandra, Sarah, Dorian, Cole, Vivienne, Solas, Varric, and Bull. Yeah, except for Cassandra. Let's bounce our way over to her. Boing, 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 boing.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one steps forward, they will debate until...
And you think I could make them agree?
Aye.
I've heard enough for one day, Mother Giselle.
Talk to her, your worship.
In the mood with you at the moment, Giselle. We know that Giselle, just as a note about her, I've trusted her until this point, but she's turning my ear a little bit recently. What with flying to Dorian potentially, I could understand if that was the end of it, but there's something manipulative about her, which is a little off-putting. But she's never done anything against us, certainly. She seems to want what's best for the Inquisition. And she's in touch with the people in a way that which we aren't, so... yeah. I don't know. I just recently, something about her. How you doing?
Is there a problem? It seems like she's bothering you.
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means well. So, yes, she was. I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both candidates to be the next Divine. Because of what happened at Halam Shiral, of course, the Empire favors you. Thus, everyone close to you.
Yeah.
So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
How can you and Leliana be candidates? You're not even priests.
It's not without precedent. Amar III was sister to the Emperor, and Galatea a commoner. Leliana and I were, at least, part of the Chantry hierarchy. It would be accepted.
I mean, I'm a man. I don't want it, so I'm not even gonna ask this. I spoke about this before. I can't see Cassandra in the hat. Both physically and metaphorically speaking, I just can't. The Divine seems to be primarily a position of politics. And Cassandra could change that with her action-orientated nature, but what would that lead to? What does a Divine actually do except unite? She did unite us, but I kind of want to just make her follow what she wants. If you don't want it, you should refuse.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Oh, do you want it?
Surely it was never meant to be like this. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Templars. This cannot be what they intended when it all began. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
Wow.
I'm surprised to hear you, of all people, say that.
Oh? Am I not the same woman who declared the Inquisition against the Chantry's wishes? In all my years as a Seeker, I did what I was told. My faith demanded it. But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better eyes.
Be careful about this. You are right. Could stand to be a hell of a lot more adaptable. And if it can't work in extreme times, then... I don't know if the Chantry has failed. Oh god, this is the only one, isn't it?
If you're concerned, then make it better.
Did you know Varric is Andrastian?
Yeah?
Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down he believes.
Yeah.
His heart is virtuous. But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which the virtuous turn. It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
God. Maybe.
What would you change about the Chantry?
The Circle of Magi has its place, but it needs reform. Let the mages govern themselves with our help. Let the Templars stand not as the jailers of mages, but as protectors of the innocent.
God damn it.
We must be vigilant. But we must also be compassionate to all peoples of Thedas, human or no. That is what I would change.
Oh, god damn it, that's perfect.
You're not the only candidate. What about Leliana?
Leliana says she wishes to follow Justinia's legacy. But she and I remember a different person. Justinia knew her fellow clerics and the people would only accept so much change. Leliana would cast it all aside and start over, I think. And that would be chaos for us all.
Really? I didn't expect you to disagree with her so much. I do, I really do.
Your determination is admirable.
Some men would call it an unattractive trait.
I'm not those men.
Truer words have not been spoken.
Who's using flattery now?
If you want this, I could help you.
I have influence, and I can use it to help the Chantry make up its mind.
I cannot ask you to do that.
You don't have to.
If you think that is the right thing to do, then thank you. I suppose I should not be so concerned. The clerics speak my name for now, nothing more. For now, restoring order and stopping Corypheus remain our priority.
Okay. We didn't talk about what would happen to us if she became divine. God damn it. What she said there is exactly what I want for Thetis. Let's go speak with Leliana before I speak with Leliana again, which I may well do. I had no idea she'd want it. This really surprised me that she'd want it. I thought she'd hate the opportunity. Alright, this way, I think.
Worship.
I haven't spoken to Vivienne yet. Let's do that now. Ah. Right, God, did I... Jesus.
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help.
Uh-huh.
There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
What the hell? What is the formula?
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivienne. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but won't tell me what it's for?
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. I would do no less for you, after all.
That's a good point. If it was for yourself, that's one thing, but if it's for somebody else, some member of your family, somebody important to you, we all know how far you go for people that you actually like, Vivienne.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly.
Excellent.
In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
Alright, who is this person?
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Their venom is the most potent of any wyvern. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
Interesting. Well, Vivienne, of course I'll help you. I've helped you before. So, I'm disappointed you can't tell me more. It sounds freaking dangerous. So you're coming, but I will help you.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
Curious. Very curious. Yeah, I know she's not a romance option, but I'm curious as to what... If I had the option, would I have gone for her? She was definitely the one I was most physically attracted to at first. But her personality is so all over the place. Is extremely well written, but people hate her. Like commenters and things like that. And I don't blame them. She's mean. When she doesn't like someone or doesn't see their worth, she is proper mean. When she does like somebody, it's a very different story. And it's a non-selfish thing, for at least from what I could tell. Maybe. It's kind of hard to say. But... yeah. And plus, it's worth saying that she's here, you know? She's here and she's helping us. And I think anybody who's here and helping us, especially as part of, like, the main roster, if you like, is worthy of admiration for what they're giving up in order to help. And how far I've come because of them. Plus, she's comforting as well. She always comes across like she knows what she's doing, so in the darkest times, she's good to speak to. Hey.
So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
What do you want?
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Would you?
No one would fault you for abandoning ship, you know.
Out of the ship and straight into the sea. You think Phaedus hates mages now? If the Chantry falls, don't you think the people will blame magic? Look at all that's happened. Kirkwall's Chantry, the war, the breach. Mages are always involved. Without the Chantry to guide, that hatred will spiral out of control.
The Chantry would occasionally preach hate, you know.
It was the Chantry that taught people hate and fear.
If the Chantry led them to this place, it can lead them out of it. The people are sheep, Inquisitor. They need to follow. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new divine will be the least of our problems.
I feel like this is something that we should deal with before we deal with Corypheus. Wait, I'm not done talking to you.
A message from Divine Justinia.
Oh. It's a trap! What do you think?
That's a shock. Are you all right reading it?
Thank you for the concern, Inquisitor. But I am. This message was written months, perhaps even years ago. To be delivered to me if she died. I've heard of such contingency plans. A sudden death often leaves loose ends. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the waking sea. There is something hidden there.
What? The hell?
Do you know what you're looking for?
The Divine was a powerful woman who used her position to obtain all sorts of things. Whatever she hid in Valence would very likely benefit the Inquisition and must be kept from falling into the wrong hands. If I'm lucky, she will have instructions for me.
I trust her.
Why hide things in Valence? What's so special about it?
Justinia was revered mother at the Chantry there for many years before she became the Divine.
Interesting.
It is a place that holds great meaning for her.
Have we seen it before in the series? If you need to go, then you should go. We need you here, but again, I trust you.
I'll help in whatever way I can.
Wonderful. I was hoping you would agree to come with me to Valence. One more thing. If what is hidden in Valence is as valuable as I think, we're not going to be the only ones looking for it. I shall meet you at the Chantry in Valence. Try not to delay.
See you there. Don't maybe go now. Please also don't exit through the window. We've had words about this, Leliana. Up. Cassandra again. And then I think I'm going to wrap up. And then the next episode, deal war table stuff. It occurred to me that whilst I was doing this, my list isn't complete. There are some war table stuff in particular I'm interested in, such as Nathan contacting the Grey Warden. A lot of this stuff will inform. Whatever Leliana was left will inform my decision. And I feel like I should reread about Justinian as well. Right, Cassandra wants what I want. But the question is, could she make it happen? Does she want too much? Will she get too much internal resistance? Or it's a really delicate balance. Whereas Leliana seems to want to guide back the hate from mages, which I guess is my primary thing. Although Cassandra also touched upon not hating against elves or anything like that as well. But again, Leliana doesn't hate elves. I feel like Leliana would steer in roughly the same direction with a gentler hand. And it's a case as whether or not a gentler hand will be too easy to return to once whatever happens to Leliana happens to her. Or whether a sudden radical change at such an extreme point in history would be the better way to go. I'd say I'm leaning towards Cassandra, but only because we discussed it more thoroughly. Hey.
It's always wonderful to speak with you.
And you.
So you're a candidate for Divine now?
So I am informed.
Is that something you actually want?
Why should what I want matter?
Because happiness is important.
Why shouldn't it matter? Don't you have the right to be happy?
It is very simple. The Chantry needs to survive. To do that, it must change. I have never believed in asking another to do what you are unwilling to do yourself. So I look upon this as an opportunity. I owe it to myself and all of Thedas to seek the Sunburst throne.
Perhaps there's another way, though.
There are other ways you can change things.
Perhaps. I may not have a choice in the matter if the Chantry clerics pick another.
Okay, bye.
That's enough for now.
We shall speak again soon.
Indeed. Indeed we shall. An important discussion it will be. There's got to be a third option. Leliana, Cassandra. I'm in an interesting situation because I wouldn't anticipate disaster with either of them, really. Oh, it's that elf.
Or whatever.
Hey.
Any day. This is amazing. Convincing the Keeper took work, but I'm so glad you managed.
You're welcome. Nice to have you along. Yeah. Who's gonna be the Divine? You're right there, Marcus. It's a staircase, not an escalator. Chill out. I like that bridge, actually. I'm gonna go up to that bridge. Let's see this before, because I kind of glanced at it. Yeah, it starts here, right? Solas, this is gorgeous. It's like the eyes. Maybe this is the rift opening? Because Solas wouldn't view it as this whole bout of energy. He'd view it as like spirits coming down. So there's that as well. The Inquisition. Well, looks like wolves howling up. Interesting. Kind of like haunted Templar. This is all quite expressionistic, actually, but clearly this is talking about the Templars. And then the confrontation with Corypheus on Haven. The Grey Wardens here. And the ball, I guess, here. Huh. Extraordinary. This place is I mean, Solas doesn't consider himself part of the elves despite him knowing about this place. He must have heard about it through the Fade. And it's also worth noting that he called it by its human name of Skyhold as opposed to its elven translation, which means to capture the sky. It makes sense. That translation is fairly direct, but still. It's worth noting he used that instead. So I don't have a huge amount to say. I guess I don't think Cassandra or Leliana would lead it into disaster. I'd like to hold on to them both if I can. Cassandra is a valuable ally, and Leliana is second to none in terms of being a master of spies. But there's also a selfish motivator there, is that I do not want to lose Cassandra from my life. I feel that as Divine, a relationship with the mage would be too politically contentious. I don't know if a Divine can have relations or a relationship. I don't think they can, because I think I remember Leliana saying back in Dragon Age Origins that that priestesses must be chaste. I think I'd give up my love for Cassandra if it was the right thing to do for the kingdom. I do. That sucks. This sucks because I feel like I haven't really spent that much time. This is gonna sound sappy. I haven't spent enough time loving her yet. It took me a long time to kind of build up that level of affection for her. Which is now very, very strong. And rooted at its heart in respect, which is incredibly powerful. But at the end of the day, we're all part of the Inquisition. And, I think I'll just need to make a decision. It's something that I would do. It's like sacrifice anything. I think Markus would die for the cause. And I think he'd be equally as willing to give up this relationship if that was what was correct for the kingdom. Cassandra hasn't talked about it, what it would mean for us. And she could maybe rock the boat there. She's not a priestess, but we just established that the Divine doesn't necessarily need to be a priestess. And I suppose at the end of the day, what if I wasn't in a relationship with her? I think I would lean more towards supporting her. We shall see. I need to choose who to support, and that needs to make its way onto the list. I think I'll sit on it a while longer and just do it whenever it feels natural. The other side of things are I need to contact the hero of Ferelden, and I doubt I'm going to get a cutscene with him because these are all voiced cutscenes these days, and he never had a voice except for that violent one I gave him, which totally did not suit his character. Well, anyway, I've wrapped up long enough and been a bit morose, probably just running myself around in conversational circles at this point, so in the next episode we're going to pick up the pace a little bit and go make Judgment on Florian, go to the war table, and then start in on the action. Hope you guys have enjoyed this couple episodes speaking to people. I know I have. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. See you then.